Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor, part 2 of the Closing Bell show today. We were just talking a few moments ago about Donald Trump and an engagement he had today, this morning in church, and a very confrontational moment was had. If you want to see that, look on our previous live stream that occurred just a few moments ago. But right now, we're talking about Nvidia. What is going on with Nvidia today? Should you be buying it? Should you be chasing it? Should you already be in? Why has this happened? What has Donald Trump got to do with it? Well, we're going to cover all of that right now. So there's Nvidia. This is my portfolio today, up $1,800, $1,848. We have had one hell of a run, but this isn't just today. So we cannot say this is just Donald Trump today. This is good investing, because if I show you the day, we can see I'm up 1.8. If we go to the week, I'm up 8.6%. So we're up 8.6, over $8,000 just on the S&P, just in 1 week. The month is up at 3.55. The 3 month, if we go to the 3 month, we're up 6.57. Year to date, we're up 5.56. And if we go to the 1 year, 1 year to yesterday, I transferred and I sold all of my stocks. I lost $30,000. I rebalanced. I started again, and I'm up 31.7%. Don't tell me you cannot make money on the S&P. You simply go all in on macro conditions. If I can do it, you can do it. It doesn't matter whether it's $5, $10. It makes no difference whatsoever. But right now, though, defensive is being sold off. It was up today. Why is it being sold off? Well, this always happens when we rotate back into tech. And we're talking specifically about one of our favorite tech positions, Nvidia. And that is up today 2.61% as I speak right now. Now then, we said it would break 140. It did. We said it would go to 150 during the presentation in Las Vegas, and it did. And we also said it would trim off, and it did. It went down. It went down as Biden announced about a policy to damage, if you like, AI. He put restrictions in place, and Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, didn't like it. Well, today it's been reversed by Donald Trump. Sometimes I wonder what it must feel like to be a president of the United States, where literally overnight what you've worked for 4 years just gets literally thrown in the bin. Doesn't work exactly like that in the UK. Things take a lot more time, and it's much more intricate, and things don't change too dramatically government to government. They slowly evolve. In America, it's up and down like a flipping yo-yo. Everything he worked for was thrown in the bin this morning when it comes to AI. Well, what are we talking about? If you'd like to know more, please tap the like button and consider subscribing as we bring everybody into the show. And we'll put the comments on the screen as well in a moment. But let's first of all talk about the news. Let me show you. First of all, Nvidia is one of our favorite tech stocks, not because it's sexy and rock and roll and it comes from the gaming world, because essentially, when it comes down to it, it's a great business, not just a product. There's many products. This is what attracts us to Nvidia the most, is the forward PE, 46 times earnings. It's still extremely good value despite its growth and its price. Way better value than Tesla, way better value than Palantir. Those stocks are way too sexy, way too rock and roll, way too overbought. This one going forward is one of the best value stocks you can get despite where it is. It simply just makes so much money. It's so profitable. Its balance sheet is so good. It deserves the stock price it has. Can it go lower? Of course it can. We said it could go to 100. But why is it surging today after Trump comes in? Well, this is the reason. Just out today, Trump revokes Biden's executive order of managing risks from AI. Now, remember, when presidents write executive orders, they're not completely actionable all at once straight away. They have to go through Senate. They have to be judged and challenged. However, the stock market doesn't like uncertainty. And if a president has shown an indication of intent to damage their business, the stock goes down. Did Nvidia suddenly stop earning money? Of course not. Was anything bad about the business? Of course not. It went down. Why did it go down when everybody knew that Trump was going to reverse it? Well, it's what stock market does. It's a trading market. That's it. Wall Street are not investors. They are traders. They decided to dump the stock to buy it back. Very, very simple. They knew that Trump would do this. So it presents the opportunity to sell, dump it, and buy it back. That's all that's happened. However, if you are an investor, you will notice that I never trade my S&P. I simply own it, and I go over all of these. And just to show you, before I go into the news of Nvidia, the power of the S&P 500. What do you see today? Up 1.81. Okay, great. Double because I'm in margin. But look at this. If we go into VU, the S&P 500, SPY or VU, the same thing. If we look at the top 10 holdings, the biggest holding is Apple. And this shows you what not just diversity does. People say, well, I just buy 1,000 different stocks. No, you need the right stocks at the right allocation. The biggest part of the S&P is Apple. However, if we go and look at Apple right now, it's having a terrible day. Down 3.6. It's been selling for ages since Warren Buffett said he was coming out of Apple, or it was a lot less popular. All right, so it's not been doing as well recently. It's down today, but yet the S&P is still up. Why is it up? Well, I've been telling everybody for ages, and I stand by what I say, and I say what I do. The underperforming sector, the financials, are all booming right now. So even though tech is a little bit down, because we expect Nvidia to go to 200, and Apple is down, the S&P is still performing. As I've said, it will double by the end of the decade because 75% of the stocks in the S&P have beaten on earnings. We expect that to be increased to 80% in the coming weeks as we watch the earnings. On top of all of that, you've got sectors that have been asleep for ages, like the financial sector, the healthcare sector, all primed to explode. And then, of course, when things rotate back into tech, with this good news, you're going to go up even more. It's going to be an absolute, what's the word? I was going to say bloodbath, but I mean the opposite. It's going to be euphoria because all those that sold and bought the rubbish, the Russell, the low value tech stocks, all the rubbishy stuff are going to come plowing back in again and scrambling around to get the best prices. But the real investors just go, well, I bought this when it went down. It's a wonderful feeling, I have to tell you. So anyway, back to AI. So even though AI isn't doing too much at the moment, Apple isn't doing too much at the moment, we're up making loads of money. It's crazy how well balanced the S&P is. The more I study it, the more I learn how amazingly balanced it is. Anyway, US President Donald Trump rescinded a 2023 executive order signed by former President Joe Biden, which was aimed at regulating and managing the risk from artificial intelligence. The order, dated October the 30th, 2023, established new standards for AI safety and security, protects privacy, advances equity and civil rights, stands up for customers and workers, promotes innovation and competition. On Monday, Trump revoked several orders and actions of the Biden administration, including Executive Order 14110 of October the 30th, Safe, Secure and Trustworthy Development and Use of Artificial Intelligence. The move builds on previous actions the US has taken, including voluntary commitments from 15 companies to drive safe and trustworthy development of AI in July 2023. Tech giants, including Amazon, Google's patent parent Alphabet, Google, and Google, Meta platforms, Meta and Microsoft have made voluntary commitments to the White House to implement certain measures for the safe use of AI. Gonna be good for everyone, right? Biden's executive order required developers of AI systems to share their safety test results and other critical information with the US government in line with the Defense Production Act. Companies developing any foundation model which poses a serious risk to national security, national economic security, or national public health and safety were required to notify the government when training the model. Under the order, the National Institute of Standards and Technology was tasked to set standards for extensive red team testing. The Departments of Energy and Homeland Security were to address AI systems' threats to critical infrastructure, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and cybersecurity risks. Earlier this month, the Biden-Harris administration released an interim final rule of artificial intelligence diffusion, which saw a pushback from Nvidia. Now, you may remember Jensen Huang just a few days ago, actually, was very unhappy with the new procedures, putting extra restrictions on Nvidia in place. Now, we need to understand what this actually means and how the markets actually work. The market doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about the business. It doesn't care about the flag or the country or the people within it. It's simply a trading platform to make money. You could argue it's not very decent and respectful or whatever. It's not got anyone's best interest at heart. It simply wants to make money. Stock market trades on momentum, news, and all the rest of it. This news coming out today shows, again, intent, no more than that really, just a bit of a headline at the moment, that Donald Trump is pro-AI. Is it good for AI? We don't know. Should AI be able to have less restriction and do whatever it wants? Most intelligent people would argue not. Probably do want to control it and have some structure to it. Otherwise, we could end up creating an absolute monster and all find in years to come that we're in the Terminator and things didn't work out the way we wanted it. But what it does do is it sends an intent that time to buy the stock, everyone's looking for a good news story, and up it goes. Has Nvidia suddenly performed better? No. All that's happened is momentum has swung back in the favor of the sector. It might not be good for the country. It might not be good for AI. It might not do anything to benefit anyone. However, it provides Wall Street the opportunity to buy in once again. And that is what's happening. And don't be surprised if it then trims again. What is important, however, is this story and why we're going to cover the earnings very shortly and to see how they've made actual money on their products and services. But just put a pin in this one because we could be coming back and looking at this in a year from now thinking, oh my God, we really should have had those procedures in place. Taking away procedures maybe isn't the best thing after all. Well, we can have that discussion in the future. Tap the like button so far if you like this, but we're now going to show you a reason why actually the stock should be up today rather than just noise and intent and following the trend. This is what I like, and that's this story, which is just out today. Nvidia could see $9 billion in Blackwell revenue in Q4. Now, we already knew this. If you followed the earnings like I do and you've read the balance sheets and you attend all the events from Jensen Huang, we covered him in CES in Vegas, we already know all of this because we are investors. We're not momentum traders. We're investors. We know what we're buying. That's why I never sell the S&P. I'm very happy owning, I think it's 6.25% of Nvidia. However, this story comes out today because everyone's talking about Nvidia again, and up she goes. Everyone's getting excited again. Shares of Nvidia have essentially been flat since Jensen Huang led last reported quarterly results. But given optimism around Blackwell production, investment firm UBS is expecting more revenue from the company's newest line than previously thought. Not really. It was all in the earnings. It was all spoken about at CES. But of course, the market wants to promote the fact that things aren't that good, and now for some reason they pop up today because of a few amendments from Donald Trump. This is a great opportunity for those who wish to trade, of course. For investors, it doesn't really make a difference. We already knew this. It's why we hold our shares. First, we believe Blackwell chipset compute board yields have inflected higher, and mix in both FQ4, January, FQ1 is shifting very rapidly to Blackwell and away from Hopper. UBS analyst Timothy Akuri wrote in a note to clients. Well, we've already known that. We've known that now for weeks. Additionally, any hardware issues Nvidia may have faced have seen significant recent improvement as the company is shipping B200 and GB200 processors to partners, with rack shipments already underway according to Foxconn. As a result, we now see a Blackwell revenue at $9 billion in January Q4 versus $5 billion previously, and supply chain capacity able to support as much as 14 billion. But we believe Hopper is down in January. Akuri added, net we remain at 42 billion for FQ4 January. Data center 38 billion, with FQ1 April still 47 billion. As a result, Akuri kept his estimate at 185 price target largely unchanged. I see it 200. Some have said 210. That's in about 8 months from now. We've been counting down our 12 months forecast. So there we go. There's Nvidia for you. Now, I am making this during a live stream. However, I'm going to continue. I'm going to make it look like it's ending for those that are watching it later. But for everybody else, I'm going to continue the live stream. So click above my head for all the links down below in the description. And am I going to put the end here? Probably not. Probably not. I'm going to keep it going because I'm now going to go back to the live discussion. So what we're going to do now, we've got 1.5 minutes to go before the bell goes. So we answer everyone's questions and everyone's thoughts. I'm going to turn it back to members only. Now, you may remember I said to everyone today, if we got 1,000 views on the XRP song, I would have come on early and done 2 reviews. We didn't. Hardly anybody bothered to watch it, so I didn't come on early, and I haven't done 2 reviews. I always do what I say, and I say what I do. So if you're wondering why I didn't come earlier and I didn't do 2 reviews, that is the reason. I spent the time talking to Leah instead. So let's now go members only. If you have put a comment in the chat and you'd like it read out or you'd like it answered, please now repeat it. That would be fantastic. Okay, let me go back a little bit. I've got almost 40% in Grilla. My fault. I got carried away and was hoping for a quick trade in and out. However, not selling, waiting for it to go back up. My average is $18. Well, we all remember Gorilla when we talked about it. It was pennies. It was under $1. I think when we started talking about it, that's when we suggested getting in. I don't invest in the stock I don't want to hold long anymore. Absolutely right. Dead right there, Vaz. You're learning the lessons that I learned at the beginning. Vaz, I got caught with Mobix too. Got a bit carried away, but not selling. Oh, there we go. The bell's just going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go over to Wall Street. Let's see if we can catch the bell on Wall Street. It's rallying after hours because of the AI mention. News coming tonight.
Really powerful close here. Dow is at the highs of the day, 532. We're green across the board. It's just a strong day and a broad one for stocks. We'll send it into overtime and those key earnings right around the corner.
Did you hear what he just said? A broadening of the market. That's what I've been telling everyone now for 18 months. The financials is the sector, the pharmaceuticals and healthcare. The S&P is broadening, hence the rally. Is exactly what we said. I've been saying the same story now for nearly 4 years. And when tech recovers, which it will, it's already recovering, but, you know, Apple and so on, we're going to be absolutely booming.
Well, after hours earnings season kicking into high gear with results coming from Netflix, United Airlines, Interactive Brokers, Capital One, and more.
We will talk to Interactive Brokers founder Thomas Petterfee about the numbers.
Okay, we'll come back to that. That everyone's always taking a break, always having commercials. I'm always here. I can't stand all the commercial breaks every 5 minutes. It drives me up the bloody twist. Anyway, let's have a look at our positions. So, Nvidia just trimming. Coca-Cola going for another little bounce again. 139, 140,000. Another all-time high again. Another all-time high. And I haven't even put in my income from YouTube yet. I've been too busy. It's going to go over 150,000 now. I'm reducing margin. This is just incredible stuff. 19 trades, 19 wins. I just don't know what to say about this. Anyway, Vaz, just make sure it doesn't do a Fisker on you. Very wise words. MSK still have the I'll read that out. Okay, Trump to heavily enforce tariffs on firearms and ammo from foreign countries. Said don't fight the Fed. What U.S. companies to see the benefit? I'm not really sure. I can't verify that. It's a non-member. Wolf, I still have that stock Fisker, not offsetting profits though. Constant reminder. Lost 235,000 on space. Starting in holding it happens to everyone. We all do it. I lost $30,000 on Virgin with Virgin Galactic and Virgin Orbit. We all make mistakes. You must learn from mistakes. In fact, be thankful that when you started investing, you did lose money, because by losing will make you a much better investor as long as you understand why you invested and what you did wrong, as opposed to, well, I'm not doing that again. Need to know why. I feel sorry I did not trade Mobix on the first occasion, but I'm happy with my position on Mobix now. Just waiting. I know where the money is now, so it's a matter of time. Congratulations. My Fisker investment anymore. I knew the risk. It hurt me badly, but I've also learned a lot. Rigetti is going crazy. Dustin Prince. They just talked about AI. Similar reflections on the same journey. Let me have a look here.
Expecting to earn well above the street. 75 cents to $1.25 in the first quarter. For some point of reference, the street is at 52 cents a share. So well above what the street was expecting. For the full year, United expects to earn between 11 and $13.50 a share. Right now, the street's at $12.82. The company is also saying that its capex spending this year will be at $7 billion. Previously, it had said it expected to spend between $7 and $9 billion. That may be a reflection.
This is great news because
pulling back a bit on deliveries from Boeing. We'll find out about that on the conference call tomorrow. Also, we'll talk with CEO Scott Kirby about that.
That's great, because I said the weak sector of the S&P was the airlines. And if the airlines are also doing well, I mean, well, there's no words to explain it. Best place to be right now is the S&P. More hurts me. Company did not pull through the losing 8% of my savings. To be honest, I was in love with that car. Another lesson learned from this. Yeah, don't buy a product, buy a business. Made 60,000 on demo mode plus 500 again to change to real cash soon. Remember, anyone can win money in a bull market. Especially when they're doing paper trades on demo mode. It's very different when you start losing money and we enter a bear market, which we will do in about 6 months' time. Doesn't necessarily mean the markets are going to be bad, but we are going to enter a bear market 100%. Do your proper due diligence. Don't be seduced by a profit product and never marry a stock. Best advice ever. Those were my lessons with Fisker. Hi, MSK. Bought some Vistra early morning. If it's good enough for Nancy Pelosi, good enough for me. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi has her own ETF that everyone follows. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you just be careful. What do you think about FBRT? Any other high-yield dividend suggestion? Sightless. I've not looked at that stock. I can't comment. Sound Pump. Let's have a quick look at Sound. This is one of the stocks that we cover a lot. Soundtown, let's have a quick look here. Soundtown, yes, no surprise. This is going back. This is benefiting from the conversation of AI today. It's not anywhere near back where it was, though. If I remember correctly, weren't we at... yes, we were at 40, 23, 24. Were we higher than that? No, we were up at 24. Okay. So it's on the way back up again. Yeah, this is one of our favorites on the show. We like this one. It's still more of a product than a business, however, but... they'll benefit from all of this. We know the connections with with Nvidia. Now, Vaz, there were an MSK. You were on the call when I did the last live stream. I ended the show with you on the call. So if you want to call back, here is the live phone in. If you want to be live on the show, live phone in. I don't know if you wanted to be on the call or anybody else for that matter. There is the live phone in. If you want to call back, let me pin that to the top. It's martynlucas.com/live. You can be live on the show. Password is LucasAids100, uppercase A, uppercase L, LucasAids100. You can be on the show. All right. Fisker reminded me. Up the bloody twist. Is that a Cornwall saying? Up the bloody twist. It's a me saying. I've no idea where it came from. Well done on new time highs. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, it's breaking all-time highs all the time. Remember, folks, I started with $5,000. I've never shorted a stock. I've never done options. In fact, for the last 12 months, I've not sold a single share. I'm allowing my shares to multiply. I've now got over $260,000 invested. Very, very exciting. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. And it doesn't get better than this. Just stay invested with quality stocks. Vaz, we got Vaz on the phone. I have to say, I'm really loving Vaz's setup. He's looking good. Got a nice light on yourself, nice shadowing and effects, nice backdrop, nice focus, nice depth of field. Looking good. I'm liking it. It was sounding good. I always wonder why people wear headphones, though. I've never known why. Nothing against you wearing headphones, by the way. It's a cool look. I've just wondered why people wear headphones. I've never understood it. I have monitors, but then I'm a recording musician, so I've always worked with monitors. I don't know why people wear headphones. Anyway, maybe Vaz will tell us in a minute why he likes his headphones. All right. Oh, hang on. Here it is. Here it is. Thank you, Liam. Thank you very much indeed. Here is my brand new, all the way from Sensei, the official MartynLucasShop.com, my giant latte. There it is. You can see that there. Look, if you've not got yourself, it's been signed by me. It's a huge, great mug, really heavy. It's got can you see my latte in the top? Look, I don't want to tip it on my keyboard, but cheers, everybody. Now, the secret to making money, to be honest, is not by the S&P. It's always drinking out of an official Martyn Lucas mug. If you want to get one signed, underneath the video, you'll see the shop. Also, it's MartynLucasShop.com, and you can order yourself my official mug, and you can enjoy a latte or a coffee. And if you want to see how big they are compared to the original ones, look at that. Really heavy, really great. Everyone's going to love it. So get yourself a latte mug, and I guarantee this is financial advice. If you buy a latte mug, you always beat the market. Just saying. And that you can quote me on. Somebody will too. Well done on all-time highs. Gold star to whichever LucasAid recommended Landbridge. I think you'll find it was me. I brought it at 59. Today it's 82. Landbridge, TPL, all the stocks for this year. We brought it to you when it was like 200, 300% lower than where it is. We said, hold on. It trimmed off as it was announced that Trump won the election. Everybody went, oh my God, what's going to happen? And all the rest of it. People took profits, and we said they would, and now it's going back up again. So yeah, all of that is great. I love my Landbridge. I bet you do. You're welcome, by the way. I agree, Vaz says, I have been making loads in the recent bull market, last 2 or 3 months, and now it's difficult to readjust, but learning and looking ahead and planning. Thank you, Vaz, one of our members, contributors as well to the show. Chess, not checkers. Always chess, not checkers. Or as we say in England, to be honest, we don't say checkers, we say drafts. Yes, Stephen, I have PR on watch. Yes, we play chess. What a day. Rocket Lab, Henrik, congratulations to you. TPL, LB, and PR Oil and land stocks. My mug said it was delivered and it didn't show up here. It was the last of the New Year's special editions too. My mug said it was delivered, but it didn't show up here. Well, it was the last of the New Year's special. So you bought it from Spring. You have a receipt from Spring. You can email Spring. You can phone Spring, and they will either refund you or send a new one. My shop, the original shop before Sensei took over the franchise for me, you just deal directly with Spring and they will refund you, replace, return, whatever you like. I have no control over it whatsoever. Whereas the new shop, Sensei is our manager and he manages the shop. So you speak to him if there's any issue. T, James 007, not today. It's latte today. TPL, not TLP. I knew what you meant. It's possible they counted it delivered when they dropped it at the post office prior to putting it in your door. Thank you, Vanessa, for that update. I really hope so. Currently on hold with the USPS to ask where the heck it is. Okay. Now then, we've got Vaz on the phone. Let's bring in Vaz. He wants to call in, so let's bring him on the show. Vaz, who became a moderator, by the way, last night. And lots going on in the world of Vaz right now. Let's bring him on the show. Yes, you are now responsible for everything, Vaz. How are you?
I feel overwhelmed. I feel under extreme pressure, Martin. Can you hear me? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I feel under extreme pressure in the past few days. I've been feeling, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how you should feel, under pressure.
Yeah,
I'm under pressure all the time.
You've done a good job. I don't mind.
It's all good. We rise to the occasion, mate, don't we? All right. So, what do you think? What do you want to call in for today?
Yeah, I don't want to be lingering on your show. I just wanted to add to the previous call in, which probably wasn't the way you planned to be. Maybe if we planning to have this sort of discussion, it would be better if we schedule it ahead so people are like set up for it. Maybe it's not like right off the bat, and maybe the people would be more prepared for it and they'll be more responsive. If that makes sense.
But news moves quickly and things happen quickly, and I've got 100 things after this to already do. As you know, you're waiting for me. Lots of people are waiting for me to do things. I've got lots of CEOs to set up interviews for coming up later in the year. The list goes on and on. So I'm always, I haven't got time to say, very rarely anyway, that we can do this next week. I wish I could, but it's just not the case.
No, with all respect, I appreciate what you've been going through. I have no idea. I probably understand 10% what you've been going through. That's my comprehension. But maybe if you say we're gonna have this conversation tonight on the previous show, on the afternoon show, people will be more set up for it, and that mindset would be ready. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I was a bit not disappointed, but I was a bit surprised nobody called in.
Yes.
So
I am, and I'm also not, because I understand where the show is going and what we need to be able to get big numbers. What certain videos will get those numbers. I think a lot of the problem is when it's a very controversial or very difficult subject, people don't want to put their faces to it. We get lots of people that just message the show and they want to be faceless. They don't want to say anything. They just want to be in the background. You know what I mean? So that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, what do you feel about the start? What do you feel about the start of the Trump era? We need to remind ourselves. It's very important to just remind ourselves, because a lot of people will say this has been absolutely fantastic. The markets have rallied. It's all because of Trump. And again, I'm not for or against anyone, but I am for the truth. The reality is GDP was already up. Okay. The stocks were already beating earnings. 75% were beating earnings. We've had 2 years of a bull market, a fantastic record-breaking time. These are the facts that a lot of people who are pro one side of the argument won't want to accept, but it is true. Unemployment is down, inflation is falling, And we are now into the final rounds of an incredibly powerful bull market. So, so that's what's actually happening. But how do you feel? Do you feel that Trump has contributed to any part of this, or it's just good timing?
It's been emotional. That's probably what I want to say. It's been emotional. We need few days, maybe a few weeks to let the facts settle, to see what was the outcome, to see the true changes. It's all emotion.
Yeah.
Same as with Elon last night.
Yes, absolutely. He got very excited. He's a very expressive character,
Yep.
And as we proved by doing our review on it, he wasn't doing a Hitler salute at all. He was tapping his chest and going, "Thank you very much." But and the proof of the pudding is quite simple. If people really believed he was doing a Hitler salute, they would have shown the whole clip. But wherever you see the Hitler salute, it was cut. So all you got was that, right? They weren't man enough to show you the whole 30 seconds. It had to be just that little clip, which then if you add comments underneath and phrases and images, and it looks like that, right? It does. And then you see the whole thing and you go, okay, it's not that at all. But I don't know why people feel the need to do that, because at the end of the day, what is the intention? What is the gain by just making it up? You just want to make him look bad. I mean, if someone is bad and someone is wrong, we want to know that. We want to expose that. We want to get rid of that. But if someone is doing something good, we want to know that too, because that benefits all of us. Just spreading false information, for what benefit? I'm pretty sure those that spread the information on their silly X accounts and their silly Facebook accounts and whatever, doesn't do anything. Too many people are really hungry to get a few views, like it does anything, or a few followers. And I don't know why you'd want followers following made-up lies anyway. You don't earn any money from X. X is always messaging me saying, if you increase from your, I've got the check mark to the premium plus, I can earn money on X. I can't, because I haven't got anywhere near the amount of engagement or followers or anything else. So, you can't make any money out of it anyway. So there's no incentive to doing it. I have no idea why people do this, but anyway, it is what it is.
Well, funny you said that, because when I tried to find the original video, I was struggling. All was just a snippet of the very moment.
That's right.
And you couldn't find the whole sequence to get the whole context. And it took me quite a few minutes to find the right video on YouTube. So you are right.
Yeah.
What I would be more. Sorry, it's not the actual moment when he did the gesture. As you said, it's out of context. But what concerns me a bit more, that it's the second, third most powerful person in the US states now at the moment.
Yeah.
And he sort of gets carried away on the emotion bandwagon. And what else is going to happen? Is he going to say something inappropriate? Is he going to make a decision which is not the right sort of, which is, what I mean, when he gets carried away on.
Yeah.
You saw it last night.
You make a really great point. Like I have said, good investing should be boring. It should be. You just go to work, you earn money, you find ways to save money and be efficient. You buy a great business or a great ETF, and you just keep doing it for the next 20, 30 years. That's it. End of video. No more YouTube channel. I'm done. There's the message. Nothing more to say. However, people want to be reassured every 5 minutes. That's not gonna do for everyone. And unfortunately, people like and running a country should be just boring. It should be sitting down, making decisions. I remember. Do you ever remember the film Love Actually, where it was Hugh Grant was the Prime Minister of England? Do you remember? Do you ever see the film?
Yeah.
He did. Everybody loved him because he comes out and he's an actor and it's emotional and there's a soundtrack and it's all dramatic. He basically stuffs it to the American president and goes, we're not a small country. We're a great country. We have David Beckham's right foot, David Beckham's left foot. And it's very theatrical. It's a movie at Christmas. You're supposed to watch it with your family round while drinking, having Christmas drinks. It's emotional. It's fun. Everybody wanted Hugh Grant to be the Prime Minister of England when they saw that movie. This is great. This is what we want. We love this. But in reality is running a country isn't a soapbox. It's not a soap opera. It's supposed to be sitting around with educated conversation, finding ways to fix solutions. However, it's just the way people are. I'm afraid they want the drama, and But let's remember that Donald Trump, at the end of the day, he's an entertainer. He was on The Apprentice. He likes an audience. He likes to put on a show. I'm sure he's going to do some good stuff. I'm sure he's going to do some bad stuff. And yesterday, he was in the stadium and he was doing a big concert and everything and signing those declarations. It's not all bad because, he wanted his supporters who'd supported him, who'd come out in the rain, in the cold, to see him doing what he promised he would do. I said I'd probably do it. It's nice. However, does it do a great deal? Not really. It doesn't. We were promised Russia would end the war. It would end the war in an hour. Never happened. Then it was a day. Never happened. The war is still going on. People are still coming over the border. I haven't seen mass deportations yet. Apparently millions were going to be collected yesterday. You don't see it happening yet. So we shall see what happens going forward.
Well, I just hope the whole polarization of the whole world is gonna cool down a bit, because it's been madness in past few months.
Yeah.
Because there's no in between. There's either left or right, not politically, but it's this or the other. And if you're in between, you are the enemy of everyone. It's like no option that you have no opinion. You either have to have that opinion or that opinion. So hopefully that will cool down now in few weeks or months.
I think so. And there's one other thing to think about. There are those that love Trump. They can't wait for this moment. And there are those that are sick of Trump and not looking forward to the next 4 years. Whether you love him or you hate him, there's one fact and one undeniable fact. The 4 years is counting down. He'll never be back again. So, we haven't got to go through this again if you don't want it. If you do, enjoy it, but the clock is ticking. There is only less than 4 years left now. He's already done his first 2 days. So, just let's see how things go. I hope things work out for the best for everybody, but I'm sure there's going to be some dramatic moments.
That's another thing. You've got, as you said, you've got 4 years. What do you want to do those 4 years? Do you wanna be just moaning and bickering and being angry and bitter about that, or do you want to be doing something sensible and changing the world or changing your surroundings?
Yeah. I would have thought so. I would have thought so, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Before I let you go, Vaz, I want to ask, because I've never understood it. Why the headphones? So many people on YouTube wear headphones. Why? What's going on in the headphones?
With me is just my setup. I've got a YouTuber mic. Look at that.
There you go. YouTuber mic.
Do you love it? Don't you?
I love all that stuff. Yeah. I don't have a light on mine. Mine's just old fashioned. It's just a good mic. I like it though. It's good though. Red and green. That's good.
Look, where does it? I've got different colors. Look.
Oh, you got different colors.
No, that one. No, that one. Look.
All right.
That one. No, that one changes. One of them changes.
That's great.
This one. When I start talking, it changes colors. Do you like it, Martyn?
Yeah.
Can it?
Okay.
Would Elton John have this microphone?
No.
Okay.
Now tell me about the headphones.
Right. I don't have any speaker in here, The only because I never needed one when I'm doing video or when I'm making videos, I'm just listening to it again on the headphones, and I never needed to have any
Oh, okay.
speaker or anything. I don't know what is your setup. I was actually going to ask you what is your setup, because I just noticed a couple of weeks ago that you have microphone in front of your face. I never sort of like realized you have a microphone in front of you.
What, this one here?
Yeah, I've
You
never
never
sort
noticed
of like
this?
twigged on. I maybe I just it's just the low key, the subconscious moment you don't realize, and I just realized you've got a
Well,
microphone.
it's all in black, and if I take the pop shield off, you will see that there is a metal grill.
Yeah.
All right, but there's nothing. I don't particularly want to show the microphone's grill, so it's in black. But yeah, there you go.
So what is your audio setup? How do you?
My audio setup. So I go from the microphone, which is an SM57. It's nowhere near the quality of my singing microphone. Doesn't need to be. I'm only talking. So it's a Shure SM57, which is the rock and roll microphone since the 1960s.
Doesn't have colors. It doesn't have
No,
colors.
doesn't have colours. Doesn't have colours. But the Beatles have used this in Abbey Road. Okay. So anyway, so we have. It's not an expensive microphone, by the way. These aren't expensive. These are like $200, right? This microphone then goes down this cable, and it goes first of all into a mixing desk, an analog mixing desk, which is what's used on stage. So it gives me some EQ and effect and gains and levels and balances. So it's a physical big desk about the size of a small table. Okay, that's where it plugs into. It then comes out of my mixing desk and it goes into my audio interface. The audio interface allows me to bring audio into the computer, right? Because otherwise you're just going into the little small microphone jack. And I don't want to do that. That's not the right way of doing it. So I have an Presonus Quantum audio interface. That's about $2,000. What that does, not necessary at all, but it's just that I like to do things extremely ridiculous. But that then compresses the audio and turns it into a digital signal, which is connected via USB-C into my computer. Now, along the chain of the microphone into the mixer, out with the mixer into the audio interface, it also goes through a compressor. If you've ever watched a musician playing on stage and you see the little needles going like that, shaking about when a guitarist plays, it's called a compressor. An actual valve amp, and a very authentic valve amp, which gives it a warm feeling, so hopefully it sounds a bit warmer. From there, it goes into the computer. Once it's in the computer, it goes through different processes. I've got Studio One, which gives me a compression, and it takes out the background noise, even though everyone says I can hear a fan. We know that's not true, and so on and so forth. And that enhances the audio. And then from there, it's brought into Ecamm Live, which is my studio software. You've got OBS, the same sort of thing. After the show's gone live and I've got this video file, I drag this video file into Adobe Premiere where I add extra compression and audio effects and remaster it. So whenever you hear a video as opposed to a live show, it just sounds even tighter and the audio is that little bit better than it is live because I'm able to compress it afterwards. That's essentially my audio system. Oh, so, and I have monitors on the walls. I've got monitors either side of this of the speakers of the monitors, and I've got monitors at the back. If I move out the way, so that white circle just there. There you go. Yep. That is a speaker. So I've got one back there. I've got two on the wall. If I show you this image here, you can see that white circle there, and the white circle there. These are my studio monitors. These are what's called studio monitors that are flat response. These are what you have in a recording studio, which is essentially what I have here. And they are flat response. What that means is the audio that I'm hearing is flat. It's not enhanced to be brighter or more bassier. I'm just simplifying it than it actually is. It's flat. I then EQ that to give it the sound that I want. That's essentially my audio system plus soundproofing on the walls and other stuff like that.
So when somebody calls on your show,
Uh-huh.
you obviously don't have headphones as I do, or
Nope.
anyone
I'm hearing
else
it
does.
I'm hearing it through monitors. But this microphone is a directional microphone. So this microphone is it's not picking up the speaker's audio. At the side of here, it's called that there's a diaphragm in here, and whatever goes in the front gets picked up. Round the back of the microphone, sounds completely different. You see around the side of the microphone,
fine.
very, very different. There you go. This is why this is a singing microphone or speaking microphone, because if I'm on a stage with a band, I don't want the drummer and the guitarist and the bass player and everybody else bleeding into this microphone. Now, my singing microphone, my Neumann, is even more advanced than that. It's literally just here. There's no sound at all over here and over here, but that is an over-the-top microphone for just talking in. So it stays over there at the piano. But that's how I can have the speakers playing the audio to me without it being picked up on the microphone. If I had it up really, really, really loud, it could bounce off the back wall and come into the microphone. But if it was that loud, Leah would be divorcing me in about 3 minutes. So it's loud enough that I can hear it very comfortably, but it's not ridiculously loud.
Can you adjust the angle, or is it just set?
Of the microphone?
Yeah.
The diaphragm? No, you can't. You have different microphones for different jobs. If I was miking up a drummer and I was miking up a snare, right? The snare drum on a drum, but I don't want it to pick up the hi-hat or the cymbals, I use what's called a Shure SM57, which has a very, very narrow direction. It only picks up directly in front of it. This is designed for a little bit of movement. So every microphone has a different purpose. For 99.9% of YouTubers, none of what I've just said none of these things I've said to you are relevant at all. They wouldn't even care about any of these stuff. And in fact, they wouldn't even need the interface. You haven't got an interface probably. You've just gone directly into your computer using just a standard microphone input, and that's absolutely fine. But I do things in an insanely over the top way because I'm a musician, right? I want it to sound right. I want to sit here when I do my Friday night concerts. You think you have good sound at home with your good speakers or good TV? In here, I'm on a live stage at Wembley Stadium. I've got speakers all around me. The piano, I can hear every single string vibration. I can hear the bass resonate of the string. I can hear the strings resonate. I can feel the amber, the dust come off the strings. I can feel the music, and that's what I want to make me feel good. That's why I love being in the studio. I'm comfortable in here.
There's one more thing. Speaking of Friday show, you did something different last Friday, and it was you let people speak and you talk to people, and it was literally like a pub gig.
I love the way you use that expression.
So good. It was so good. It was so personal. I think, I don't know, maybe others will not agree with me, but I think you should be doing this more often. Because when you have 3, 4, 5 people on the call grid, as somebody called it,
grid. The call grid. That was good.
It was amazing. In between songs, you just have a chat with this person, or you just say something and you ask them.
Yeah. The plan is to do. There's so many things that. Let me just move it over to here because we got MSK calling in as well. There are so many things that are about to happen. It's just getting to all of them, and because there are so many things that we can now do and so many more ideas coming on, I'm trying to make people miss them, because if you did everything every week, you get used to it. But there are so many other things I've got to include that people will look forward to those moments when these things happen, but thanks for saying. I enjoyed it too. I need to be able to find a way to communicate with systems back here when I'm at the piano. And when I built this studio, it was a certain way and it's grown. It's very much like you've got the centre of London, been there for hundreds of years. You know, you've got the Tower of London down the end of the road on the River Thames, and they'd love to flatten everything and start again. And not really, but you know what I mean. You could build it better, and I would love to be able to take a month off and take the studio completely apart and rebuild it rather than trying to add it on as it grows, because I would do things completely differently. Now I know what I want. But I would have no income for a month. The show there'd be nothing going on, and it's difficult to do that. But that is the plan for England when I retire, that I'm going to have a purpose-built studio, and it will take me years to build it by the time I retire. But when I retire, it will make this studio look rubbish. Don't say
when I retire. Say if I retire. In your case,
well, I will never actually retire. I'll do this till I'm 90.
Go.
You know, I'll be singing and playing the piano forever. MSK, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm very good. I was just listening to your conversation, and it's really interesting because the show is growing so fast, and I can understand, Martyn, you're trying to kind of keep up with the demands, really. And I agree with Vaz. The last Friday show was the interactivity of it was just really quite different. It was great. And also today, obviously, you kind of opened up the discussion about religion and politics, and that's a huge debate. And I totally understand that, you know, that takes a lot of preparation to kind of accommodate in a sense because that's not what you're prepared for, because obviously at the end of the day you've got your kind of set agenda and schedule for the show, and then now you're obviously accommodating things as they come, and that's very difficult. But as the show grows, I think, you know, it's really impressive what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I mean, the idea is always keep an open mind that the show, there's two things. First of all, I want the show to be ultimately, as we get to 100,000 and then head to 1 million, be the Martyn Lucas show. So it is me. Like, you know, whenever you tune into a TV show, if it's named by the person, you know it's the person. Whatever they talk about is whatever, but you know what you're tuning into, the person. So, you know, rather than today it's about XRP and tomorrow it's about Nvidia, whatever, that's what sells the show. You have to do that when you start out because no one knows who you are, right? So you've got to keep building and building. But once you've got a name and you just put your name on it, people to come, then you can be anything you want as long as it's what the audience want to see, right? So that's what I'm aiming for, you know, going, you know, long term. But I also believe, and I think it's very important to always experiment. A lot of people don't like to experiment. They're too scared of change. What if I do this? Will I lose subscribers? As I showed you today in that video, I lost 9 subscribers when I exposed Dave Ramsey. Incredible, isn't it? I showed Leah that. I said, isn't it amazing? I said, I promise you this afternoon, I'm going to make a video on XRP. You may have seen the video, went out early on this afternoon. It's had about 5,000 or 6,000 views already. I've gained over 200 subscribers. It's been a fantastic video, well received, because I'm reassuring people about how they can make money, right? People love to be reassured. They don't like to be challenged or questioned, when really that's more helpful. Just repeating what I've already said 1,000 times about why XRP is a good investment should be very unpopular, but it's not. It makes people feel, great, I'm doing the right thing. Everyone's still in with me. I'm still in XRP. Martyn's still making videos on it. We're okay. Humans want that reassurance. Those videos do well. However, I'm not just going to keep making videos because they do well, because that makes me a YouTuber. I don't want to be a YouTuber and give you what you want, because that's like being a drug dealer. I'll sell you these drugs and you'll buy them and I'll get rich. All I care about is the results, the bottom line, making money. I'm prepared to take a risk and lose subscribers to do the right thing. And that's why we go forward after we've gone backwards, because people have their protest. Those that are idiots bugger off, and that's fine. We don't need you anyway. And they get replaced by good people. It's why people have said you don't get that many trolls in the show compared to how big it's getting, right? Because the idiots just go away and they'll go and watch something stupid again. But we want to be able to take risks, take chances. And if we lose some subscribers, we lose some subscribers. It doesn't matter. They wasn't here anyway. They weren't really engaged anyway. They probably wasn't a member. They probably don't watch that much. And off they go. But yeah, it's incredible. I lost so many. And it's really weird. And I said to Leah, this is what's going to happen. When we get to 100,000 subscribers, then when we get near it, you're going to see 100 or 1,000 subscribers go like that. There'll be people all building up false accounts just to delete as we get there. You can say it's jealousy. You can say it's all kinds of stuff. It's not important, is it? It's just people bloody larking around and being stupid. And the same thing when we get to $1 million on the show. You'd have thought logically you'd get more subscribers, because you'd be thinking, I've been following this show, and if you're following me and doing what I'm doing, you're making money too, right? And you know then the information was honest and true because you've seen me achieve it. And you could have achieved the same gains, maybe not as much money if you didn't earn as much money, I don't know, but the same gains, the same percentages, right? And you'd think that would be a reason to celebrate. And it will be for 99% of my viewers, you guys, the family, the Lucasades, they'll all be pleased for me because they've equally grown. They've equally made money and we're all here together growing. But there'll be those that will unsubscribe just because I was successful. It's like people say you should never celebrate your success publicly because people will knock you down. Always keep quiet if you've won the lottery. Don't tell people you're growing. Don't tell people you've done anything. But then I wouldn't have a show. This is about being honest. And if that is something you can't deal with and you'd much rather watch someone who's going to pretend to be real to give you false information, be my guest and watch that. I don't care because that's the definition of stupid, in my opinion. Anyway. MSK, sorry, I cut you off there.
No. I'm just gonna make a quick point before I let Vaz in because I saw his hand up. It's the fact that you actually let people call in and actually have a discussion. No one else has the balls to do that. That's just facts. Dave Ramsey, he'll listen to a caller. If he doesn't agree, he'll probably cut them off and be like, "Oh, this is why you're wrong."
He does,
right? And what you did. Call him out. And I'm really glad that YouTube actually agreed with you and not him in that instance.
And Sky News, really by the way, twice.
Yeah, right. Because I totally agree with you. I mean, if you're someone who's being followed by millions of people and is seen as one of these kind of integral people, authorities in finance, and you're giving such bad advice, and you're simply not answering the question that the viewer, the fan, has asked.
Yeah.
That's just terrible.
How much money has he made from his viewers? Yeah. Every penny I have earned over the last 3.5 years that I have put in the S&P, which you can see on Robinhood, making me 10%, 30% this year, where's it all come from? It's come from you. It's come from, not all down to you because you don't pay for the YouTube ads, but you particularly, MSK, you've supported me. You've given me wonderful super chats. Vaz has given me super chats and I've saved it and I've made my life efficient and I've improved the show and I've invested it because all goes back. So, he's made all of those gains and all those benefits from his audience and then basically craps on them all the time. And when I put that video out, he and his team were the ones that took it down. I had the confirmation from them. They took it down. Incredible.
Yeah.
And then I went back to YouTube and I protested and claimed against him and said, no, this is all due, because I know all the terminology. I know how it all works. I said this is fair use. And the way I explained it, they had no choice. They had to resubmit it. By that time, I'd already deleted the sections. And the reason why I did that was we were just about to start the broadcast with Sky, and that's always a risky thing if you're going to play the whole thing like I did. So I would rather lose the video and just delete it for now, as opposed, because if the priority is to protect the channel, not I made $30 on that video, which is about what I made. Let's protect $30. No, protect the channel. The channel is worth millions in 5 years. Let's protect the channel. So I took it down. Then later in the day, I got the response back that it was fine, and I didn't need to have cut it out either. But that doesn't matter. The point is, everybody who cared about it enough watched it live anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Where I do agree with Dave Ramsey is when the guest asks him, how are you doing, Dave? And he goes, better than I deserve. How can I help you today? Yep, you are doing better than you deserve.
Yes, he is. There's nothing clever about what Dave Ramsey said. What Dave Ramsey has done is he's tapped into an emotion. It's just, I'm basically, I could do the same thing. I could go live every day and tell everybody how to get rich with XRP. That I trend for that. There are crypto channels who do nothing but XRP who would love my numbers on XRP. And I could just do it every single day. I could call the show the XRP show, wear an XRP hat, do nothing but XRP, with the sole intention of making as much money for myself as possible and stuff everyone. But I don't want to do that. What's the point of that?
Okay. Vaz had his hand up before.
Yes, Vaz.
So, yeah.
Well, I might ask you something personal, Martyn, but one of the reasons, or the main reason why I started following you and watching you pretty much every day, every afternoon when I come back from work, I catch up on the morning show. In the evening, my girlfriend, sometimes she hates it, but I watch pretty much every afternoon show. I've missed probably I've missed only two Friday parties. I've missed only one Sensei show. I just love this channel. What I love about this channel is the interaction with your audience, with your viewers. And I've noticed this probably, 6 months in, or maybe around your birthday party, when there were people calling onto your show. And I was thinking, shall I call onto his show? Is he gonna be happy to see me, or is he not? And then I realized you just all day you're watching into your camera, you're watching into your screens, and you got no interaction with people at all. And what are your feelings when somebody calls onto the show? Are you happy to accommodate them? Is it nuisance? Is it? Tell me about it, Martyn. I want to know.
I actually love it. I really, I don't feel, I've sat in this dark room surrounded by lights and speakers and monitors and soundproofing for 4 years. There's no one in here. I don't go out, very rarely go out. I'm dedicated and committed to building this channel. And whenever you call in, this is real life to me. We're having real conversations. I absolutely love it. Also, from a bit more deep, if you like, I love to entertain and I know how to work an audience. I don't mean that in a bad way, right? But what I mean by that is I was born on the stage, right? Not literally, but not far off literally. My mum and dad were both entertainers. My dad played the drums and supported the Beatles once upon a time, and played the drums for the Victor Sylvester Dance Orchestra, which is like the Glenn Miller Orchestra in the war in America. Big famous band. That was my dad. My mum was a well-known singer, and she was on a show a bit like you'd say today, Britain's Got Talent. She was on Opportunity Knocks back in the 60s. And she sang with Petula Clark and Dusty Springfield. She was pretty well known as well. My godfather, Kenny Baker, R2D2. So the moment I was born, I was in entertainment. And after 2 days of being born, I was under the stage when the big orchestra were playing above me. And whenever I would wake up and be a stir, my dad would beat on the drum a little bit, and that would calm me down. So music and rhythm is in my blood, kind of literally, right? So from the age of 4, I was playing the piano, all right? I could already play the piano at 4. and I was on stage from the beginning. And I guess when you are a child, you're like a sponge, right? When you do something, if you cry and your parents pick you up, you know to cry more often, right? Because every time I cry, the parents pick me up. So you learn by a reaction, okay? And because I was entertaining from the day I was born, pretty much. We were in a family band, like the Jacksons, if you like. Not really, but I was playing in the band, and my brother played in the band, and we all played in the band, whatever. And I would always enjoy the audience reaction. So when the audience reacted, I did more of that. So this show is exactly like that. You guide where the show goes. As long as it's always, the quality is good and it's big and it's dramatic and the sound and the lights and the production and all the polish, I know how to pull out of my guests the things that make the show work. And in return, you give me the ammunition and the energy and the fuel to do that. So it's a partnership. This whole show is down to everybody that comes on it. So whether it's the trolls talking rubbish, sending me horrible messages, or whether it's people calling in, you all provide me with something that feeds the show. And when I do this, even though I am not there in front of you and all I have is you on a screen, it's why I'm looking this way. What I'm actually looking at, when I look the way I'm looking, that's the camera. Down there, I see nothing. Down there, I see nothing. There, Vaz, I'm looking you right in the eye all the time. Every person that comes on the show, I'm looking you in the eye. And what I'm looking for is not the smile, not the sadness, not the shake of the head. I'm looking for the eyes. The eyes tell me what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Because I've been doing that since I was 4 years of age. Right? I know how to make you smile. I know how to make you cry. And I know how to pull the energy from you and then give it you back. It's an exchange. It's not a one-way thing. It's an exchange. So the show is all about you. So I love it.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's something unique. And I've noticed as well when I used to call you before, like in my 2 and 3 months badge time, when I called on the show, I could tell by your eyes that you're not sort of like happy that you see me, but you still took me on and you entertained it. And sometimes you have people on your show that you like sort of not enjoying in the actual moment, but you still keep it entertained, and that's amazing, Martyn. And I just wanted to know your opinion on that when somebody calls on your show or when somebody takes the part, that you are sort of happy to see the interaction with the people.
Yeah, so sometimes the guests aren't great. Sometimes there's not a connection there. But remember, I'm just the conductor. I am presenting that person to the audience. It's not about me. See, where a show works well, and very few people do this, certainly on YouTube. I learned this by being an entertainer in real person, and why this show is going to grow. It's because I understand behind the camera are real people. The stars of the show are the people watching. Without the people watching, there is no show anyway. But by making them the show itself and part of it, it's why I want to build a network of creators and people that are involved. We're all family. We all get the mug and we all feel part of the family. All of this makes it about everyone else, not me. I'm just the conductor of the train. It's you who makes the show. So I might not agree or like the guest always, because I don't like everybody. I'm not a great person. I'm not this super lovely person who loves everyone. I'm just a normal bloke. And some people are annoying and some people ain't. Some people are good and some people ain't. But I do realize that everyone has a contribution to make, and I'm here to bring that to the audience. Does that make sense?
Well, I knew the very moment you didn't like me calling onto your show, you were not comfortable with me, because that was after the Go EV earnings. My hair was bad, and I just put a baseball cap on and I put it backwards. And I found later on This is your pet peeve, and I could tell you were not like comfortable, but you handle it well. And
Yeah.
this is the thing. You've handled it well. I didn't take it personally. I
No.
sort of figured it out later, and you still hosted me on the show, and it was amazing. I was not feeling uncomfortable. I was not feeling unwelcome.
No.
I was just part of the show, same as the other. You remember the first XRP special when he had that proper YouTuber with his hoodie over and his sunglasses, and you handled it brilliantly, Martyn. He was part of the show. He was feeling welcome on your show.
Yeah.
And it was just good. It was fun. It was amazing. It was entertaining. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah. But it also takes me a long time to get to know you. Sensei was asking for 2 years to be on the show, right? And it takes a time for me to understand and get to know people and trust them. I trust everybody, but I mean, like, to do things on the show, and Sensei now goes live by himself and all sorts of stuff. I don't have to be there. These things take time, so it doesn't happen in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you have so many people you interact with, and you have yet you have so little interaction with every individual through the day or through the course of time. Because how often do you talk to people on the show? Or how often do you see their interaction through the evening show? You can see how many times can somebody chat, input their message in the chat. 10 times an hour, and that's your interaction with them. Unless they call onto the show like I'm doing now, or MSK did, or Fight Club does very often, or Zach, you don't get to know the people. You don't get to know their interaction, their immediate response, and you don't get to know the people. So I appreciate it. It makes sense. It only makes sense.
Good conversation. I've enjoyed it. It's funny tonight because you turned it round. It's normally me asking you questions and you've been interviewing me. I should be in the little spot in the corner, and you should be on the screen. You should be on the screen.
Can you do that?
I'm just thinking, can I do that? Hang on a minute.
Can you call onto your show?
Hang on. I might be able to do that. Guest number 1. Hang on, guest number 8. Hang on. Camera, guest number 8. Okay, guest number 8. And I'll go, here we go. Vaz, let me see if I can be up here. Oh, this would be funny. Oh, hang on. I think we're going to get it. There you go. Just like that. It's been reversed.
Hello, Martyn. Hello, Martyn.
There. Hello. Can I call in?
Happy to have you on.
Thank you very much.
It's been a busy week for all investors. I know from the chat and from your response in the chat and on Discord, I sort of gathered you are very, very bullish and invested in S&P 500. What do you think? What do you think the Trump thing? How is it gonna how is it gonna affect your investments, and just you go?
It's not going to change my financial strategy whatsoever, because I understand the businesses that are inside the S&P. It doesn't matter whether Trump likes solar or not. Solar's going to make money and people are going to invest in it. Doesn't matter to me whether Trump says let's build more cars and give everyone the choice of having gas cars over EVs. EVs will still triumph long term because they make sense to people. And what makes sense ultimately rises up anyway. Individual businesses have some sort of pressure or restriction by the government and the country they operate in, but ultimately a good business always finds a way to succeed. And I like the businesses that are in the S&P. The underperformers like the healthcare sector and the financial sector is now going to overtake is now going to overtake tech for a while, and defensives is why I bought Coca-Cola, and it's why the market today is up so much, even though other stocks aren't. Apple was down so much, which is one of the biggest parts of the S&P, because the other sectors in the S&P are booming today. So it doesn't really matter to me which president is in power. the S&P is going to deliver what I need by the end of the decade. It's going to double, and I will be at $1 million, which is really the goal I've set for myself. So I don't care who's in power.
Fair enough. Thank you for your opinion, Martyn. I see. I see you've been very busy recently. I see that in the chat and on Discord and on all your YouTube videos. Just tell me, if you don't mind, tell me what your usual day looks like.
This is great. If anyone's just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on here, this is Vaz, and we've just turned the book round. This is not the Vaz channel. This is my channel, but I've put myself as the guest and Vaz as the host. This is great. So what's my day? Well, same every day, Vaz. I set my alarm at 6 o'clock. I sit in bed till about 6:15, going through my phone, looking at all the latest news. I subscribe to lots of different services that give me news. I give my wife a cuddle before I get up. I like to start the day with a cuddle. And then I get out of bed, and the first thing I do is jump in the shower, shave, clean my teeth, suited and booted, put on the suit and tie, and so on and so forth. I'm then in the studio by about 7 o'clock. The show goes live at 7:30. It takes about half an hour to turn everything on. There's hundreds and hundreds of switches in here that have to be turned on and rebooted and set up. The computer's in sleep mode. It's not shut down because it would take another 20 minutes to load up all the windows if I had to turn the computer off. So it's in sleep mode. It only sleeps at the weekend. I wake it up, turn everything on, test everything, make sure everything is working, and switch between scenes and audios and make sure the levels are good. Then I go into the news that I'd already noticed in bed, make sure I load up all the news so I know what I'm going to do. And then I, with great excitement, anticipation, click the live button and go to the world, and it's amazing. And I'm here all day doing this. In between, I'll nip out and Leah will make me my lunch. And I come back for the closing bell. At the end of the day, when I finish and there's no earnings after hours or anything like that, I will turn all the switches off, put the computer into sleep mode, go in the other room, get out of my suit, put my relaxing home clothes on, like a little pair of pajamas, a t-shirt and a white woolly jumper, sit on the sofa. Leah's prepared the dinner, and then we sit down and watch Coronation Street. We like to watch the English TV, even though we're in the US. Watch Coronation Street. We might watch a movie. And off I'm going to bed, and we do it all over again every day. My wife works from home. We both work from home, different parts of the house. And that's what we do every day of the week. And then the weekends, we just clean the studio, clean the house, and get ready for Monday morning.
Thank you, Martyn. Let me just change the background color to green, as James suggested, because we are having a green moment at the... It's not green, is it?
Is that green? I wouldn't say that was green. I'd say it's more not. Orange. Yeah. It's getting greener. There you go.
There you go.
Green. There you go. Lovely.
Right, my face looks very red now. I can't do green.
Don't worry about that. If your face looks red, you just might want to brighten up your light.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's because it's reflecting off the back wall. It's then coming down the lens into your face. So your face looks fine.
Thank you, Martyn. Right. I know I've noticed you've been a very busy man recently. Do you have any... Well, you sort of answered this question partially. What do you do in your free time? Is it just Coronation Street and lunch with Leah? Or
I don't have any free time. Leah says I should have free time. She said, and tell you what I'm going to do. Let me go back to interview 1. And I'm going to make it the other way around. So I'm going to put myself there.
I feel more comfortable, yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me do this. Interview 1 there, and I shall put you in guest number 1. There you go. It's just the two of us. Now we're back to that again. I don't have any free time. This is my free time. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. So,
have you been doing any exercise recently, Martyn? Any physical activity?
No, and I should do, shouldn't I?
You just answered the question.
Yeah, yourself. I should be out walking and running and all sorts, but no, I don't.
Even a 10-minute walk?
No.
Or 15-minute walk?
No. I know. It's terrible. I need to stop and get out and do that. I know. It's a bit of a concern as well because my doctor, when I went to had my medical back in December, I think it was. November. He said, your cholesterol's getting higher and higher every year. And I've got to go back in March. And he said, if your cholesterol is still where it was in November, you're going to have to go on tablets. And obviously that's ridiculous because you could have cured it by exercise. You shouldn't be on tablets. You shouldn't just sit on your ass and get unfit and just take tablets to fix everything. That's a path down the wrong road. So I do need to do it. I'm afraid that I'm like my dad. I'm a builder. I get things built. I get them done, and I abuse my body by doing this because I want to grow the best channel in the world, and that requires focus. However, you're right. If I focus on taking a break and exercising, I'm going to be able to do a much better job and live a bit longer as well. So I do need to do that.
Your body is the engine. You are the engine. You need to look after yourself. You are the number one. Look after the number one.
Yeah, no, I know you're right. Anyway, there you go, Vaz. Well, that was interesting.
I appreciate that, Martyn.
This
is something nobody can you imagine. What was his name? The stock advisor. What was his name? Dave
Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey. Can you imagine him having this interaction with his audience?
No, because it wouldn't be the way he'd want to direct his show. I'm quite confident to test things out and try it. Shall we see if it worked? Right. So if this was a bad idea, people will vote with their feet. There'll be less subscribers than they were a minute ago. I don't know what it's going to be until I look on this screen. Let's go to this screen. It will go live. Are you ready? Here's the subscribers. Are they going to go up or down?
The only way is up.
The only way is up. There you go. See, you've just got to be brave.
Oh, you should learn that song.
It's a good song. The only way is up. Yeah, there you go. Subscribers gone up.
Oh, I've got two things to say on that. One, you need to update your song list on your website.
Okay.
And two, you've had a very long list of songs to learn.
I do.
It's been
I do have. And don't tell me Fleetwood Mac.
I'm not saying anything.
See, I do remember.
I'm not on top of the list. I
do remember from time to time. I do remember. Vaz, I'm going to let you go because we are about to start earnings season and we're going to be going extra hours, doing 2 in the morning on the extra on this and the extra, 2 in the evening. We're about to go into big time for that. So I'm going to finish the show now, turn everything off, go and have tea, get them a dinner, get changed, watch Coronation Street, and get prepared for tomorrow. Vaz, final words from you, mate.
On these songs, on the song learning, when I watched you, when you learned Yeah Yeah Ding Dong and the other 50 songs in like 6 minutes, I think people will be quite intrigued and they would love to see it. I think if you advertise it a bit, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it, but
Okay.
if you advertise it as an event, Martyn Lucas learning new songs.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do.
People will be impressed.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll set up a show on my music channel for copyright reasons, obviously. I will set up a show and show you. And what I'll do actually, live in the show, I will learn everyone's requests. So you'll see me find the music, the sheet music. I'll download the sheet music. I will look at it, have a quick listen. I will then in my ear, because I've got to protect from copyright. In my monitor, I will hear the original from somewhere. So I'll just go on to YouTube and see how Fleetwood Mac sing the song. Okay, that gives me the flavour, how it goes. And then you'll see me learn it. And I'll, like you say, in 6 minutes, I've learned it. What Vaz is talking about is I can sight read and it, okay, it doesn't take months. 6 minutes. But and then we'll have the song and then we'll go through. So I'll make one of these shows shorter and I'll spend a couple of hours on the music channel doing Martyn Learns Your Requests. And then on Friday, I'll come back and I'll perform the requests properly with all the lighting and everything else. And you'll have your song. But you'll see me create the song jeans and t-shirt, lights all up, just learning the song. How about that? Is that all right?
I think people will like it, even if it's an one-off event. People will appreciate it just to see you, because I was blown away when I saw you learning.
And we'll do a trip around the studio. I'll show you all the equipment, the gadgets, the technology, how I do it, and we'll do.
That's another one. No. You need to milk it. That needs to be a separate show.
Oh, that's another one. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vaz, thank you for calling in, mate. I've enjoyed it. Thank you. That was
Cheers.
brilliant. That was brilliant. How about that then, folks? Absolutely marvellous. Now, what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to go back to the party channel. I can see Vaz is still there, look, because now I'm all over the place. I can't leave it like that, can I? I've got to put this back to camera, not that one, back to this one. There you go. And this one up here needs to be guest number 8. So whoever's guest number 8 needs to be in there. There you go. And there you go. I think I'm back to normal. And interview 1. There's me once again. And now we can close that. And we've put everything back to bed. There you go. Very, very good indeed. Let me read the comments. Martyn Lucas, behind the music. There you go. Behind the dark curtain. Yeah. All song can be played with 3 chords. It's not true that, you know. I have my song picked out. Namisha, she has her song picked out. Well there. The haters that Martyn Lucas... we tell the haters that Martyn Lucas YouTube channel is like a stock. Subscribing is buying, holding is key, and unsubscribing is like selling at a loss. Hang on. We tell the haters that Martyn Lucas YouTube channel is like a stock. Subscribing is buying, holding is key, and unsubscribing is like selling at a loss. Like that. That's very good. Do it like name that tune. There you go. We could do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, name that tune. What song am I playing now? And if you want, you can all be on the screen with me live. We'll have a conversation. So you can be going to me, okay, could you play whatever? And you could be on the screen. I'll stop. We'll have a conversation and we'll build the song. You might say, I could even write songs like that as well. I still have Sex on Fire after you sang it the other night. I have still Sex in On Fire after you sang it the night, right? Okay. I love this conversation. I would join again, but I am eating. Don't want to choke. No, don't do that. On the brain. Oh, on the brain. Now I understand. MSK, what are you having for dinner? Tuna. Very good. Pot pie. Not Mike's pot pie, though. Martyn is the king of music. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for calling in. We ended up with 60,682 subscribers. Absolutely amazing. On the way to 100,000. It's been a good show. I've really, really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. But let's wrap this up. What's your feeling tomorrow, red or green? At this precise moment in time, I don't know. I think we're getting euphoria into earnings season. However, the big stocks are underperforming right now. Things that can really move the market, like Nvidia and so on and so forth. So there's plenty of green left in this, I would imagine. Let's put. Oh, hello. I didn't have the this turned on. Might have missed it. Let me play this again. I love the show. I'd love other people to take part in the conversation like this about Martyn and with Martyn, Martyn with Martyn, or whatever. Just don't be shy and call in, guys. You are part of this. Good. I like it. Let me just replay that because it was turned off. Let me make sure. Back to here. Recent events. I think I just missed one. I want to make sure it's working because it was turned off. That's my mistake. Let's try it. There you go.
Vaz donated £10 through a super chat. I love this show. I'd love other people to take part in conversations like these about Martyn with Martyn. Or whatever. Just don't be shy and call in, guys. You were a part of this.
Joseph Kelly just made a comment. Joseph, it was deleted by one of our members accidentally. Don't worry, these things happen. Joseph, here is your comment. Thank you for an entertaining, informative show. Love it. Joseph Kelly, you're very welcome. No problem at all. I'm sorry you were deleted. It does happen from time to time. Our moderators can get very busy and mistakes happen. So please accept our apologies. All right. Okay. I'm going to end the show. Let's do day trader of the day. So are you up? Are you down? Let's have a look. Let's see who wins on day trader of the day today. Here we go. I am up 2.09. Up 2.09 cents. $2,100 in one day. That's not bad, considering it was $4,000 on Friday and $2,000 on Thursday. It's been like about, I don't know, what's it been this week? 7,600 this week. $7,000 in a week. And over this year, 32%, $25,000 in a year on the S&P alone. Flipping heck. All right, roll the credits. Let's see who the stars of our show were today. Stars of our show today, thank you for your support. New subscribers. Anna, just one today. That's public. And Vaz, super chat. Well, that was a very easy stars of our show. Now, if you're wondering why we didn't get many people on the subscribing list, it's because not everyone is publicly sharing their subscriptions. Don't know why. Just some people don't, and that's just the way it is. Never understood it. All right, let's have a look. Have a good evening, Mike. Vaz, I'd love to call in due time, my friend. Look forward to that, Jocelyn. Up 2.09, up 2.87. Vanessa Griggs, up 23%. Is that your overall portfolio, not just one stock? Sebastian, you know the rules. Is it your overall portfolio, not just one stock? Up 3.9, up 0.14. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo, said the classic Kana, 2.87, down 3.3. Mike, you can't possibly be down 3.3. You've just bought the S&P a few weeks ago with me. You have to be up. I've been up ever since we bought the S&P, so you have to be up. How could you possibly be down? He's got his phone upside down again. Up 9.04, 11.33. Wow. Mobix. Dang it, DJJs. Yes, the overall portfolio. Okay, Sebastian is up 23%. Congratulations to you. What a day that is. Very, very good indeed. Thank you for your honest trades. We really appreciate it. Give them a thumbs up as well. We love it. That's it from me. It's time for final thoughts. Yeah. All right. Time for final thoughts on the show before I let you go. Now, when I let you go this evening, I would like to invite you to join me behind the scenes in the extra channel. I'll put the lights up. You can see what's going on. And I'll be in here replaying a stream from Sensei doing the charts. In fact, I'll replay one of Sensei's shows. It might be one of our discussions that we had as well. So join me now. Let me redirect you to the live stream. Here we go. Which is that one there. Let me do that. Let me give everyone the link. So now join me behind the scenes. I'll put all the house lights up and you can join me. So here we go. This is live now on Extra. It provides 24 hours a day chat for all our members. Replace the pin message. There you go. So as we come to an end, it will take you to behind the scenes with me. So I'm going to put all the lights up now and invite you into the studio. You can see here, this is the studio behind the scenes. There's different cameras. The lights are all up now. I'll be here in the studio working for a little bit anyway, and you'll be listening to Sensei on the chart, discussing different charts. All right, there's a bit of a look round the studio. I can also share with you this camera angle as well. This is the one at the back of the room. This one here can zoom in and do all kinds of different things if I want it to move around. There is the desk that I was talking about when I was telling Vaz about my desk. There's my one of my monitors back there. There's monitors up there. There's screens up here. There's actually, I think, 6, what did I say? Is it 20 screens? Is it 20 screens in here? These are all the control on the piano. These controllers there, those red and green things there, they control the cameras on my foot switches as I'm changing different angles and so on and so forth. And there you go. All right. So anyway, give you my final thoughts and we'll wrap up today's show. Join me now after hours for Behind the Scenes. So, what a day it's been. We've seen the markets rally now since Donald Trump's been in power. But remember, they were already rallying for the last 2 years. As an investor, you're not really interested which president is in power because they're only in power for 4 years. You're interested in owning great businesses. People come, people go, presidents come, presidents go, policies change. But one thing always remains the same. A good investment today is a good investment tomorrow. If a business delivers a product or a service and it makes money, that's it. You just buy it, you own it. That's it from me. I'll see you back in the morning. Now join me on Extra. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are around the world. Keep warm, keep safe, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.